All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 956 on this beautiful Tuesday evening. I'm back from my plumbing duties as I'm not part of the Mario Brothers, but we did have a leak and I had to fix that last night, so I could not be on. But I'm back. And who am I? No, I'm not just a plumber. I run the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. My name is Andy. I hold it down in the background, but you're not here for what's in the background, what's in the foreground. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice and join the Kona Hall of Fame, and more importantly, get those licenses done. Guys, you want to get them licenses done. You want to get them done before the fall. You want to get them in the, definitely. We just need to get them done, period. You want to get them done in 2024. You don't, you want to pass an exam or two. And I'm going to say this: consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. If you aren't being consistent, it's going to be tough sledding. If you're not following a program, it's going to be tough sledding. If you're just kind of in, I kind of read here and there, I kind of quiz, and then I'm just going to go, my favorite is, hey, I'm just going to go take the test and see what happens. I'm going to tell you what happens. 90% of the time is not a pass notice. I don't like to guarantee 100%, but I will say this: when people tell me, hey, I'm just going to go take it and see what happens, I'm like, well, I can fast forward to the end. I can tell you right now what's going to happen. You're going to be like, oh, man, it didn't pass. And I'm going to say this: I'm going to go, oh, wow. Well, now we know what we got to do. That's what's going to happen. There you go. So if you want to know what happens when you have that approach, there you go. I just filled in all the blanks. There you go. 90% of the time, that's exactly it. And a lot of people are like, hey, that's what my office manager said. Because back in 1984, he took the securities license and he was just like, I don't know. I just see if I'll get a pass. And guess what? He passed. Guys, there's a lot of things that happened since 1984. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of regulations. The tests aren't even exactly the same anymore. A lot of things, right? There's people on here that weren't even thought of, let alone born, since 1984. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that some of these people are out of touch, but I'm just saying it's been a while since they've had to do this.
Yeah.
So you're in the right place. You're at the right time. We do this for free. This is our 30 minutes of free. And we have created not only our own content, we've created study guides, videos, audios, a whole system and a program. We don't just teach content. We also reach out and show you guys a community. We give you a way to pass exams with our exam mastery. And it's a whole system that you're buying into. And speaking of community, before we get into the commercial, I'm going to say this, guys. I need you to pray for some people. We got some people that are on the Kona family that really need your prayers. I just got a text message that one of them is going through stuff, or their sister is really needs some prayers from healing. So please, they don't want any names, just give some prayers out there. Also, we had a member who just part of the Kona family who just lost their father. Prayers for comforting on that too. Brandy and I know exactly what it's like to lose, a family member, and it hurts, and it's a lot. So prayers for comfort for reals on that one too as well. Man, so hard. And then on a lighter note, but just as serious, we have a member whose dog is not doing the best. Prayers for that doggy too. And did I miss one?
Mm-hmm.
Go, you say that one.
Their little nephew is in the hospital.
Yeah, we had a member, and their nephew is also in the hospital. Little boy needs some healing and some prayers. I would say names, but everybody was like, I just be anonymous, just give prayers. And so just pray for people. Guys, we are a community. We love on each other. And we know there's a lot of stuff that goes on, not just exam passing, not just studying, and all that other stuff and outside stuff. Like, I got to hold down 2 jobs. I got to run a business. I got kids. I got a wife. I got a husband. I got all these things. Look, all the people that I'm talking to right now have all those things going on. But you know what they choose to do? They choose to do what it takes to get to the next level, because they know what they're doing right now isn't enough. And we want to do more, and we want to be more. And the people that are willing to be on here at 1 a.m. East Coast time, Tim, I always shout him out because he's usually dressed to impress. He's in Ohio, 1 a.m. every night, even through hip surgery. Y'all, hip surgery he was on. I'm just saying, there's a lot of people on here, from all over the United States, even in our armed forces who are overseas right now. I got a couple, hey, what's up, Andy? I'm on the USS blank. I won't say where they're at or what ship they're on. But hey, I just want to let you know I'm still studying. I'm still in it. This is my when I get back, this is what I'm doing. Guys, we got a lot of people that are doing that too. And I like to recognize everybody on here. You don't have to be just one of our, going through a surgery. You don't have to be losing somebody. You don't have to be in another time zone. Just the fact that you set aside some time at night to be consistent, make a step towards it. That's a lot. That's a lot. Choosing to do what's not comfortable is a lot. But I'm going to say this, it's not going to be enough. You're going to have to put some effort in. You're going to have to do some extra to get these pass notices. And it can be done. If you can think of any single challenge, I'm going to tell you, if you go through our Instagram, you can go through a lot of the passers. They all went through something. I've had cancer survivors. I had people who were going through cancer during the COVID times. I had people on, oxygen on here. Guys, I've had people who passed because they don't speak English as their first language. I got people on here. Look, some people are like, well, I'm older. I'm like, I'm 65 or I'm 72. This is too much for me at my age. My oldest passer was 83 years old. 83. She got fully licensed by the time she was 85. Are you older than 85? I doubt it. So what's holding you back? What's doing it? Figure it out. Make it happen. You can do it. You can do it. Well, I'm 18. I got stuff going on. Do it anyway. You're 18? Dang. Do you know how many years you have of building a book of business? That's incredible. Well, I'm 40. I think it's too late for me. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. As long as you're alive, it's not too late. As long as you have air, it's not too late. As long as you are able and wanting, it's not too late. So if you want a program and you want to get into it, scan the QR code, hit the links, join us. We got a whole program and system just for you guys. And I just got a message on Instagram. Someone asked, hey, do you do a weekend crash course? We are not about crash courses or content dumping. Guys, if content dumping on you was a way to get a pass notice, I would do it. I would do it. We would do it every single dang weekend. I would charge $100 a person like everybody else or more. And I would say, hey, 3 days crash course, and we're going to go through the entire book and dump everything on you, and you're going to pass by Tuesday. I would do that every single weekend. Do you know how profitable that would be for me?
Cha-ching.
For us, that would be a lot of money. Do you know what I know? Most people do not even attempt the exam after doing those crash courses. They don't. You know why? Because it's too dang much information. They don't feel prepared. They go and take a quiz. They go take the exam and they go, what the heck, dude? That was like, I spent like a whole weekend of like 36 hours plus and I got blank. It's not a pass notice. It's not a passing score. And guess what happens to your confidence? Goes down. Do you know what happens to your morale? Goes down. We don't do anything that doesn't benefit you and your positive mental attitude. The way we do it is we want to make sure that you guys pass an exam. We give you content. We give you a way to pass the exam with the live exam mastery. So we got the academy going on right now. It's not too late to really get in there, but I would say this, our 21-day plan, our self-study is fire. Get in there, do it. Download the 21-day plan, follow the plan, go through it. It's a whole system, gets you through exam masteries, whether they're live, taped, whatever. We got videos, we got course material, audios, works with any schedule, anytime. As long as you're dedicated and willing to do it, we got it there for you. Plus live sessions, like I said, for exam masteries. Plus Brandy has live sessions where she does instruction for the SIE, the 6, 63, 26, 65, and sometimes the 7. I forgot to ask you. Someone's like, I see you teach the 26, but I need to get the 27. Is that close enough? I don't know. So, anyways, we do have study guides available for the SIE 6 and 63, 65 on the way, 26. We have something for you as well. We have a Kona community on the Discord. All you got to do is scan the QR code, hit the links, or give me a call, give me a text tomorrow, 951-290-3077 if you want to talk it out. Instagram, Telegram, meet up with us. And there you go. All right. We got a schedule tomorrow. We got the Kona Academy first thing in the morning. Then we have the 63 and the series 26. Look for those message and that reminder that hit your email box if you're a member, and you can be in there. By the way, the Academy is not recorded because it is course material, and we do send a review and recap after the class. So not only if you miss it, there's a video there or a course video that you can watch that'll catch you right up. And let's say after the course or after the class, you're like, I still need more information. There's tiny little videos that goes more in detail on certain things to help you out as well. Plus, Brandy has homework for you to do, quizzes. So it's a whole program when you do the academy, and Brandy has that all laid out for you, right?
Yeah.
All right. You ready to go, Brandy?
I am.
Tonight's a good night. If you have never been on the Studying Brew, guys, this is Test Taking Techniques Tuesday. Test Taking Techniques Tuesday. Tonight, we give you the techniques, the testing techniques that will help you carry you over to get that pass notice. As our last pastor, Jason Guzman, said, these techniques are clutch AF.
That's right.
I'm not filling in the AF for you. Either you know, or you don't know. Anyways, techniques are great because, look.
Alphabet fries.
Right. If we go through the content and let's say we go take the exam and you're like, man, I know I studied this. I know this, but this question and answers just got me like crossed up. Guys, these techniques will help you uncross you. In fact, sometimes you don't even need to know content to get the right answer. Sometimes you don't even need to know anything except for the gray hair on your head and the life experience that you have. We're going to show you how to zero it in, how to help you out and get that thing done with keywords, techniques, common sense, common life stuff, and just filling and just doing it. We answer, okay, so on techniques night, we have rules. Rule number 1, you're not allowed to ask what exam did that question come from. You're going to see some questions on the screen. I don't want you caught up on the difficulty, what it might be, what it may not be. Is that on my exam? Look, guys, if you're taking the SIE anyway, all the exams I shouted out before, they're on your exam. So it doesn't matter. The SIE is like, has everything in it. So we're going to put some questions up. Brandy always does answers first. Why? Because it makes us read the question with intent. It is one of the techniques that we teach you. We also, what we do is we look for vibes. We look for connections. We look for opposites. We look for similars. It could be just as simple as 2 answers start off the same. Like, what does that mean? Oh, one answer starts off with as the other answer starts off with as the. Guys, yes, we pay attention to that. We are taking advantage of a way they write multiple choice exams. This works on different Q banks, all Q banks. Shoot, we teach this to our kids in high school. It doesn't matter. Multiple choice exams have a pattern. We're taking advantage of it. We're going to teach you some of these keywords, some of these key things that we do. So rule number 2 is, how do we get good at anything? You got to practice. You can't be like Allen Iverson. You're not going to get championships without practice. So how do we do it? We do a 10-question, 10-minute quiz. 10-question, 10-minute quiz, flash quiz, we like to call it. 1 minute of thought, whatever area, unit, section, function, whatever you're studying, beginning, ending, doesn't matter. You're learning how to identify, observe, and look for keywords. That doesn't take a lot of content knowledge. It just takes you to practice, and looking for them and just getting comfortable with it. So start now.
Yep.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
You're very excited about that. All right, ready to go?
Yes. All right, guys. Okay, so a few things, right? There's a few things that we look for. Numbers are one of them. Words like always, never, only, must, right? It's like the number 1 thing to look for. Oh, and the word and. I don't know why. And words. Okay. So check this out.
Like and in the answers.
I have a must.
I see one in A.
I have a never. I have an any. Any is a good word, but. And then I have a never. Oops, let me circle that. Then I have numbers, 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 no numbers. I have a happy face and no numbers in C.
I'm picking C.
Time to maturity for debt instruments, anytime. Oops.
See how that worked out?
Anytime.
Guys, seriously, I don't know any of this stuff. I just went ahead and said C. Because why? Because she just said, look at the pattern. No other reason at all. Now, look, I wanted to have a disclaimer. I'm not saying this works 100,000% of the time. I'm not even saying anything 90, 80, 70, 60, 50%. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is if this works 10 to 20% of the time, guess what? That's 10 to 20% you can tack onto your score you're getting with content.
Yep.
So if you get some already and then you add another 10 to 20 that you weren't getting,
oh yeah,
boom, that's a pass notice.
heck yeah.
That's a pass notice. And what are we trying to do? Get a pass notice. That's it. That's all we're trying to do.
That is all we're trying to do. I didn't get somebody. Oh, she's not on. Yesterday, I had a person who was picking C for everything.
Oh.
And that answer was C. All right. So just want to let you guys know that was 3 answer choices with numbers and 1 with no number, right?
And also didn't have a Mona.
Yeah. Check this out.
Must only never always is Mona.
If you look at A, B, C, and D, B is the only one with a number. It's the only one with a number.
Yeah.
So,
Are we picking B just based on number?
I mean,
why not? Let's go.
Oh. Oops.
That's it. That's the only reason we picked it. Had a number.
Yeah.
By the way, Shelly asked, when do the Studying Brew start over? At 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
We just
It's very fluid.
Yeah, there's no cycle.
There's no ending, there's no beginning.
We just go.
We made it so anybody can jump in anytime.
That's
if you want to start from the beginning, join up with KonaButterflyz. Scan the QR code, hit the links, join in on your 21-day plan.
If you wanted to start from the beginning,
that's where you begin.
956 episodes go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right.
Yeah, the beginning was 956 episodes.
All right. So, okay. So another little example is answers that start or end the same, right? So check this out. I have the employing firm. I have under either circumstance, the employee under either circumstance.
What did I say at the beginning? Look at that. 2 sentences start off the same.
Exactly. Now, I have employee is responsible for filing U5, and I have the employing firm responsible for filing. So the only difference is who's responsible, the employee or the employing firm. And now you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is a U5?
Well, I was going to say, without any content, what is probably more responsible, the person that owns the company or the person that's just an employee at the company?
Okay.
So I'm just taking it out of content. I know what a U5 is. I know when it happens, but I'm just going with.
So you're saying that it's usually businesses that have the responsibility.
Yeah, dude, can you rely on the employee to do if it's really important? And I'll add the content in there. This is either because they're terminated, they're fired, or they left.
Well, and the other thing too is in all situations, who is ultimately, even if it was your job, even if your job was filing this U5 thing and you didn't do it, and it's like a compliance thing, because you guys know, look at the one content I am going to give you guys tonight is that this is all about rules and compliance, right? That's what securities is. That's what you're learning, right?
Right.
So even if like the rule, right? Like even if you're just trying to maintain compliant and the person who was hired to do the job didn't do the job, who does that responsibility fall on ultimately? The business.
Right.
Right. So yeah, guys, that's exactly it. So by narrowing it down to B or D, simply because the statements were pretty much the same, we get it down to D.
And the only thing I would say about looking at that question, if I was really in the exam, if I'm just doing a quiz, I would have marked D a long time ago. But if I'm doing an exam, I'm just going to read that question to confirm. Mm-hmm. So I go, oh, I'm looking for a true statement. D is true. Done.
Right. Yeah.
Think less.
Right. And so, and I got a message the other day that somebody told me that she still is picking, she gets it down to this 50-50 type of thing, but swings the other way. These are the small little details to look out for. Does that make sense? It's the little things.
Right.
If you get down to a 50-50.
The SIE Academy will start in the first week of September, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe it aligns. All right. So I have either the buyer, the seller, neither the buyer, now the buyer. Now I'm going to have to look at these for a second, right? Because what are we talking about here? We're talking about contracts.
Right.
Now let's stop.
Collaborate and listen.
Somebody just put in the chat, and it's exactly what I was thinking. When we're selling contracts, right? When we're selling contracts, and we're talking about there's a buyer and a seller of the contract, can both do the same thing, right? I bought life insurance, you sold life insurance. Are we both doing the same thing? Okay. So A is out simply because it says buyer and seller to exercise, right? You're out. Right. Okay. But now if there's a buyer or a seller, if there's a buyer and a seller, somebody has to do something. So C, you're out. Does that make sense? Now it gets down to the seller exercises or the buyer exercises. If you are the one buying a contract, aren't you the one holding the cards? Aren't you the one that gets to use it?
I am. I was once told I know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Right. Don't count at the table. But guys, if you guys would have answered, if you guys would have seen the question, most of you literally would have dipped out right there.
Yeah, let's see the question because this sounds like it's going to be a one of those.
Look at how short it is, but the second word says options. I don't know options.
Oh man, who goes into a panic when they see option questions?
I don't like options. I don't know options. And you wouldn't have even done the very simple work of knowing what a contract is and what we just eliminated because we know what a contract is.
Most people want to know if there's an option not to do options.
I just made it easy for you.
Yep.
I just made it easy for you. Ooh, ooh.
Michelle went and took her exam for the SIE, not knowing how options really worked, knew the technique, knew enough, and got in the car and passed her exam. That's it.
All right. As you guys can see, there's the techniques, opposites, the sames, monas, numbers, right?
Yep.
But sometimes we have to just look at the context of the words. Okay, ready?
Context is everything.
So, Eric in the chat put this says must and that says must. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm going with that. So it says recruitment, advertising, professional designations, the nature of the audience, graphs,
charts and graphs.
Thank you. Must be balanced. Okay. Let's stop there for a second. Does D sound legit?
Charts and graphs must be balanced in showing both opportunities for gains and possible losses. That actually looks like legit. Like if you're going to show me the loss, you got to show me the gains. You got to show me the gains. You're going to show me the losses.
Perfect. Ooh, it says parentheses. Okay. A says recruitment advertising must be fair and balanced in nature when expressing potential income. Legit or bogus?
It sounds like it legit.
It has fair and balanced.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Professional designations and degrees may be noted, but not used to imply expertise. I feel like that seems legit as well.
Right.
Then that leaves C, the one with the parentheses. The nature of the audience need not be a consideration at an open seminar. Can a 12-year-old walk into a rated R movie without their parent?
Not supposed to.
Isn't that why movies have ratings?
That's what they say.
Because of the nature of the audience?
Correct.
So wouldn't C be weird?
It would be weird. I don't know about the legality, but it'd definitely be weird.
Right? Boom, boom, boom. Except.
What did we say about applying your common knowledge and experience?
Right?
Your common knowledge and experience. Guys, if you slow down and just look at what the words are saying, you probably get it right without even knowing content.
Yeah, because a lot of times we go all member firm communications. Ooh.
The question is what sends you into a tailspin. That's why we have you start with answers first.
Yes. Makes it just easier to navigate once you have your roadmap.
Guys, these questions are always going to have smoke and mirrors and misleading type little things in it.
Yes. All right. I want to leave A for last because it's the longest.
Okay.
Look, if I don't have to read, I don't want to read. The fund receives interest. Okay.
Okay, that sounds straight up.
The fund receives dividends. Now they both do mention receives, but aren't those both like what did you call it? Straightforward, basic?
Yeah.
Eh. The liabilities of the fund decline.
I guess that's good.
So now so check this out. Decline, right? So that the liabilities decline. So what I owe goes down,
Which is good.
which is good. The fund receives dividends. It's always good, right? It's always good when I receive dividends, right?
Yeah, C and D are both good.
Okay. Now let's read A together, shall we? A large number of investors making deposits in the fund. What?
A large number of investors making deposits in the fund. What, where, and why?
What does that even mean? Because the last I checked, funds weren't banks.
No, they're not.
What?
Funds are not banks, guys.
Let's see here. All of the following would cause the NAV per share of a mutual fund to increase, except.
Yeah, the one thing that it's not.
What?
You don't deposit into a fund.
So when you read the explanation to this particular question, it says that that means when people buy mutual fund shares. What?
What? That's not what that means either.
That makes no sense.
No.
So you guys see how it's like, look, you might not know the content here, and that's fine.
I'm going to say this. We all know
So
the
weird.
difference that there's a difference between investing and depositing.
This is so weird.
There's a huge difference between investing and depositing.
I found this question. This is a head scratcher from day one, and I had to bring it to you guys tonight.
Your ATM does not say, do you want to invest in your checking account?
And guys, there's another quiz question that's opposite of that, and it'll say a large number of investors making withdrawals from the fund. That means they're liquidating.
That's not what that is. That's what you do at an ATM. It's not what you do at the funds.
Yeah.
Guys, see what I said? Look, if you just apply your common knowledge of stuff and how the world works, like you can see that, right?
Yeah.
You can see that that answer is faulty.
What?
But it takes you to slow it down. And one of the things is most people do. This is one of the number one obstacles that most people have. Do you know what the number one obstacle most people have when they're quizzing? They go too fast.
Yes.
They go too fast.
Way too fast.
Way too fast. We are a fast reading culture. We deal with how many text messages a day, how many emails a day, how much social media a day, how many little things do we read all the time, and we don't really read it. We just go read fast through it.
No, our brain fills in the blanks.
You got to stop doing that.
Not always accurately.
Brandy, to slow her brain down with the ADD and everything, would literally go through the quiz and point with her finger like she was in first grade. And sometimes you have to retrain your brain to do exactly that. And some of y'all are like, no, that looks weird.
This is what I did, guys.
Be weird. If weird means passing an exam, be weird all day.
Do it.
Just be weird. Just do it until you retrain your brain. And you got to slow it down a little bit because you'll be surprised on how many you would have got right if you had just slowed it down and just looked at it that way. And yes, Joanna, weird is wealthy.
Yes, it is.
Look at the most wealthiest men. They're all weird. I don't think the women are as weird. The men, definitely. All right. On that note, guys, go get yourself a quiz. Go do 10 questions. Practice those test-taking techniques. We got a whole lineup for tomorrow. We got the members. We'll be back for the Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know what Brandy's going to do. Might be content, might be techniques, might be a little bit of both, might be a quiz. I don't know. All I know is be here. All right, everybody. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a good night.
Guys, thank you so much for being on. We super, super appreciate you. Don't forget to practice the techniques and the Kona catchphrase in your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.